Hey guys, Nikki Pepper here, head boss babe at Life with Nikki, where you live your fitness every day. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about how to create an evening routine, my top 3 tips, as well as some benefits you'll experience, as well as a challenge that you can implement this week. So stay tuned, take notes, and let's get your evening routine off on the right foot. I'd like to start by reading you guys a quote that really resonates with me and is definitely applicable into creating habits and routines. So the quote being, "We are what we repeatedly do. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit." So that takeaway there is by doing things every day, you continue to build that excellence until not only are you doing excellent things, but you yourself are excellent. Going into what are some benefits, why do we want to make an evening routine in the first place? So first of all, you will feel a sense of accomplishment, feeling content by evaluating what you did throughout the day and really taking a chance to acknowledge all of your achievements. What did you do? How can you recap that day? And what are some things that you're super proud of? A second benefit is you're going to be able to fall asleep faster as well as increase your recovery by getting to bed at an earlier hour, feeling rested for that next day. Your evening really sets the tone for the next day. Lastly, you're going to be experiencing more energized, more productivity in that next day like we just talked about. So be sure to prioritize making that evening consistent to get the most out of the next day. My first tip on creating an evening routine, the first thing I like to do as I start to unwind and reflect upon the day is to really evaluate how did your day go. So the 3 things that I assess myself on each day, for example, what was one good deed that I did for someone? So I always like to go out of my way, serving others. That's always going to make you feel the best by actually helping someone else. So what is one good deed that I did for the day? Maybe I bought the person coffee behind me in line. Maybe I held the door for them. It could be anything big, anything small. The second piece I like to evaluate is how am I going to improve tomorrow? Maybe I slept in a little bit. Maybe I felt frazzled, maybe I was stressed. What's one thing that I could do better tomorrow that's going to improve upon what I did today? The last thing is 3 great things I experienced throughout the day. So always practicing that gratitude. Again, it could be something big, could be something small. Maybe you landed a great promotion, maybe you got a new client, or maybe you just liked the outfit you had on for the day. Whatever it is, take a moment to reflect on 3 things that were great that you experienced. And then going into the next tip about evaluating that day. So I always like to plan for the following day to kind of put my mind at ease. So when I'm taking a look at what are the top 3 things I want to accomplish, I make sure to write down those 3 action items. So as I close out the day, I'm not falling asleep thinking about when am I going to get that project done? Oh, right, I have to send that email. I write down those 3 things so I can forget about it. And then that way I'm able to unwind easier from the day. Tip number 2. Now this one is one of the most important ones physically, scientifically for your body. So at night, we actually really want to work on minimizing our screen time. There's a thing called blue light that is transmitted by your devices, your phone, your TV, your laptop. That blue light actually signals to your brain that it's time to still stay awake and it's still time to be up. What we want to do to mitigate that is try to turn off your screens at least 30 minutes to an hour before going to sleep to give your body that time it needs to change those levels, those hormone levels within your brain to make it easier to fall asleep faster. Another bonus tip on that note, as you may know, there are several settings you can put on your devices for that screen time, for that light. You can actually turn your phone into, you can take the blue light off from sunset to sunrise, so it'll have a little bit of a yellowy glow, but even though the screen isn't quite the colors that you might be used to, it is going to allow your brain to relax that much more and help you fall asleep faster. Another tip on that is to make sure that we're placing our phone maybe far away from bed so you're not tempted to scroll on it at night. So just setting yourself up for success by putting in that screen saving mode there, as well as being sure to just take some time away at night so that you are able to drop those hormone levels in your brain. My third and final tip for creating an evening routine is to set an alarm 30 minutes prior to when you want to start to get ready for bed. So for me and little Joe, our bedtime is 10 p.m., right, Joe? So at 9:30, it's time to go to bed. So I always like to set that alarm, whatever email I'm working on, whatever project programming, 9:30 that alarm goes off, and if the world will not end if I don't send that email, it's a hard stop, and that way you're able to consistently get to bed at the same time, which is going to get your body into a better rhythm in terms of falling asleep. With that being said, with that hard stop, make sure that you're actually stopping, because it's so easy to say 5 minutes, 10 minutes, all of a sudden it's 10:30 and you just lost an hour of sleep. So being super strict with that hard stop and having that alarm to remind you you need those 30 minutes to start to get ready for bed. My last part of creating an evening routine, as always, who doesn't love a good challenge? So my challenge for you guys this week, try to go to the bed at the same time every single night, no matter what. By the end of the week, I want you to check in with yourself and see just how much better you're feeling, and if that is something that is going to help you be more productive and live, you guessed it, a better life overall. Thanks guys for tuning in this week. Stay tuned for more content here. Lots of tips coming for you guys. Comment below with what your evening routine consists of. Would love to see how you get yourself set up for the week, for the day, and I'll catch you guys here next time. Again, my name is Nikki Pepper with Life with Nikki, where we live our fitness every day, and you guys have an awesome week.